Wow jia jia. Damn 10 shit luck. Hit the jackpot. Xiaoxie smiled bitterly a few times to check his injury. He felt that it was not very serious and didn't care, shrugged his shoulders. He looked forward, but the snake nest was rectangular, built of rocks, all the way to the cliff. There was a fist-sized vent on the quiet wall, and the vent was also sealed by barbed wire to prevent the poisonous snake from slipping away. He checked around. There were many skeletons on the ground. There was nothing except for the skeleton, and the exit was only the trapdoor of the rockery, and the others were all stone walls. Xiaoxie sighed, damn. I didn't even leave a little way, and I was trying to trap my old man. He scolded, what is the name of the stinky snake your snake ancestor won't sing to welcome when he comes? What the hell are you doing? You used to eat others, but now I will eat you. Eat slowly one by one, and I will go out after eating, damn it. He kicked at the skeleton to relieve the bitterness in his chest. It turned out that the body of the little evil has been soaked in potions for more than 10 years, and there are more than 20 kinds of poison in the world. Just one kind of red toad is enough for these snakes to trouble, not to mention more than 20 kinds. Those medicinal smells from the little evil are enough to kill these snakes. I saw him walk there, and the snakes rushed to both sides, escaping faster than anything else. He shouted at the door, hey, open the door, I can't die here, can you let me out and kill me again? But even after screaming a few times, there was no response at all. The little evil thought, the living door must be very thick, otherwise it will be impossible to pass on the truth because of my roaring skills. Since the voice could not be heard, and the shouting was also in vain, Xiaoxie found a clean place and sat down, rested, and began to think, what are these skeletons for? How can they die here and there are not a few who have died? It seems that the flying dragon castle is not very decent. I want to see what is left among these skeletons. Saying that, he went to turn over these skulls one by one, but unfortunately he didn't find them at all, and Xiaoxie said to himself, it seems that these snakes are very hungry, and even eat the clothes of the dead. Xiaoye accidentally pressed his left hand into the skull eye hole, and was bitten by a green snake that couldn't run away and fought the trapped beasts. Fuck! Xiaoxie saw that black blood flowed from his left index finger, and immediately burst into flames. He shouted, okay. You dead snakes actually started your ancestors' idea, it's okay, let's take our time. Today I will kill you 10 first, and tomorrow I will number you again. Take your time day by day, what to play to. Saying that, he was not polite, and shot 10 flying knives towards the larger group of snakes. The snake group was not like the crowd after all, only to see 10 giant snakes fall in response to the knife, and the little evil also unceremoniously peeled their skins and ate them raw, ate 3 in one go, and touched his stomach before he was satisfied. I didn't expect Wei Yun to leave so much food for me, I should really thank him. Xiao belongs to the optimistic faction, he can live by eating and drinking, and now he is embarrassed and abnormal, and he will eat the blood of snakes, which is why he is happier than others and lives longer. After eating, he also took this opportunity to heal his wounds, only to see him lying on 2 white heads, and began to carry out the magic skills, and the 12 days of the exercises. The light of the vents had gradually weakened and dimmed, and the little evil knew that it was already night. In the snake pit, there is only a snake except him, and of course he can't stand it with his naughty and active personality, and I saw him pacing around trying to find something to do. Okay, I'll number you. Xiaoye looked at the group of snakes and smiled proudly. Brother, you must not know who is the boss. Come. He swept towards the group of snakes, found a big snake and shouted, "It's you, don't run." As soon as he finished speaking, he had reached out of the dagger and rushed over, and with a stroke of both hands, he carved a king character on the head of the snake very quickly, and then said with a smile, "Brother, I am the first, and the next is you." Then he calculated that there were 43 of the larger snakes, and he went up and numbered them, and drew a knife on the head of the snake for the number 1, and an X for the number 10, and he was very careful in numbering the snakes, just as a jeweler is in the appraisal of jewelry. And so he played for a night, and the vent shone again, and the day came again. Only people like Xiaoxie would think of numbering snakes, only to see that those snakes were only depressed, scarred, and pitiful. From time to time, Xiaoxie smiled at his masterpiece, and now he thought that he was in the school parade army, and his spirit was unbeatable. Between humans and snakes, the perception of the little evil is almost the same. As long as it is fun, as long as it does not hurt him, there is no difference between humans and snakes. The flat line shot at the little evil star again, and the little evil shouted, "Damn! There are more than 1,000,000 of these snakes, and if they continue to weave them like this, they will steal the little snakes, and I will never finish making them. It's good to kill one, and one less. But what if you kill too much and can't finish eating it? It will stink." "That's right. Roast them in oil and light the fire. I can't eat raw meat every day." He first killed 10 thick snakes, took out their grease, then tore off the corners of his clothes and lit a fire, first slowly roasted out the grease, and when the snake oil had dripped out, he lit the strips of cloth again, and in this way the fire gradually grew bigger, and the fire and fat flowed out more quickly, and he found a few more heads with snake oil. In case of the fire, refuel, the fire has not been extinguished since then, and he has a lot of fun, and there is also roast snake meat to eat. This kind of time-consuming work, as long as he is interested, he will work tirelessly to do it, but once he loses interest, he already feels lazy and overwhelmed. XXX. About 20 days have passed. On this day, the little evil was bored walking around the snake pile. Suddenly, the trap door opened, and a concrete one fell, and the trap door returned to its original state. As soon as Xiaoxie saw that a partner was coming, he immediately walked over to take a look at his body, and he exclaimed, "Wow Ka! It's Wei Yuxuan! Flying Dragon Castle Lord!" Xiaoxie was a little confused, and immediately deceived himself to check Wei Yuxuan's body, wanting to find some clues. "I saw that Wei Yuxuan had a red palm mark on his chest, and the fatal wound was in the throat, which was stabbed by a sharp sword, and it was killed by a sword." Xiaoxie shouted, "Damn! I didn't expect this old guy to chase me very fast. Who wants to kill him? Is it to kill for money, or to seize the throne? Soon, the little evil will definitely be killed with a sword." He muttered, "There are not many people in the world who can make the Flying Dragon Castle Lord unable to resist and stab him to death with a sword. It can be said that no half person has this ability, but in fact, who could this person be?" He looked at the expression on Wei Yuxuan's face again, and he said to himself, seeing that his face is serene and soothing, then he must have died in a very peaceful situation. "Damn, "What kind of masters are there in the Flying Dragon Castle? What is the matter with this red palm print? There are two people who commit murder together, or is it?" The more he thought about it, the bigger his head became, and he didn't want to go on any more. He came to a conclusion that Wei Yuxuan was killed when he died, and that person was strong in martial arts, and he may not be a person, because he had two fatal injuries on his body, which was simple and clear. Xiaoxie's heart turned. Maybe there is chaos outside, I have to use this opportunity to escape. After saying that, he walked under the trapdoor and watched for a long time, then walked back to the pile of skeletons, took a white skull, turned back under the trapdoor, and threw it into the trapdoor with all his strength. Bang! The skull was scattered and the trapdoor shook slightly. Xiaoxie said with joy in his heart, "It turns out that the living door was not locked, and it was opened as soon as it was turned over. It's too high on the ground for me to jump on, and I don't have a long bamboo pole, so how is that good?" He walked around from side to side, trying to figure out a good idea. As soon as the tea time passed, Xiaoxie suddenly clapped his hands and shouted, "There is!" He looked happy, picked up the flying knife and shot it towards the trapdoor with all his strength. Ding! There was a crisp sound, and sure enough, the flying knife was nailed to the stone wall for more than an inch.